Good morning, fellow billionaires. This is Silver 5150 with your morning update for Friday, July the 10th, 2020. A little late this morning, guys. It's moving day, and so I'm starting to get some stuff ready for the movers. I'll be assisting them today, but the next show you see will be from the new place. We're going to go a little quicker today because I've got a lot I want to cover. What you're looking at right here is a picture of the U.S. economy. And in fact, it's so wrecked I can't get it to focus just right. But as you can see, it's not really a U.S. economy. It is a modern-day penny. And a modern-day penny I found in a roadway walking to get me some more Vietnamese food yesterday. Found this in a roadway on the way to the freeway. And as you can see, it had quite a few run-ins with some vehicles and stuff. But if you look closer, you notice that it's not copper at all. I mean, there's a copper coating on it, all right? And for those of you that don't think copper is going to be money or copper is too valuable to be money, why would they copper plate a penny instead of just making it completely out of copper like they used to? Well, that's because copper does have quite a bit of value, and it's going to become even more valuable as we head into the new economy beyond the old economy, into inflation, meta-inflation, hyperinflation. Copper is definitely going to have a place at the table in a monetary sense. Not to mention industrial sense. And it's not going to become rare, but it's going to be very valuable. Underneath the copper plating is, of course, zinc. And to show you just how out of whack inflation is in the economy, there's about 2 cents worth of zinc underneath that 0.001 cent of copper. And so the actual penny in base metal value is worth more than its face value. All right. And so, it's just something to consider with base metal currency as we, as stackers, collect real money that is a silver coinage and currency. And so when you start to look at these base metals, amongst themselves, they actually, they have some presence about them. There's the quarter, there's the nickel, there's a dime, okay? And these are all, of course, post-1965, so they're all base metal coins, of course. And you're thinking, hey, I can use these pretty good, and these look pretty impressive, and I think I like them. But then you compare them to their silver cousins. And now you can see just how significant a silver eagle appears, the presence of a silver eagle versus, say, this big old quarter, which is not that big at all, compared to the silver eagle, which is a quarter of a dollar. The silver eagle is $1. Okay, it says $1 on it. For those of you that say, silver is not money, it's an industrial metal. I stole that from Silver Game of Thrones, by the way. He made a bomb-ass video on, people calling silver not money, calling it industrial metal. And silver is quite the money. It's been money, for 6,000 years, up into the Bible and all that good stuff. So you can see the presence of a silver eagle versus like the base metal coins. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about Silver Joker's video I saw here recently. And actually I saw it this morning. And he proved in like 8 minutes, why I'm passionate about silver, why I should be more passionate about constitutional silver. Stop messing around with that, Silver 5150. And, basically proved that I was a hypocrite because, I do have some constitutional silver. I have old Morgans. I have, some pre-65, pre-64 coinage. Not very much at all, but I do have some. And the point he made is that the historical value of the coins probably is the most fascinating thing about those constitutional pieces. Despite, the weight disparities and all this stuff, the things, I came down pretty hard on constitutional silver the other day. That wasn't my point. That wasn't my intent. My intent was just to point out the mathematical possibilities or possible difficulties of having it. But then another subscriber explained to me that, as long as you understand the gram denominations of those constitutional coins, you can transact with them pretty easily with somebody who's so inclined to accept those. Now, I am going to rethink constitutional silver. I don't think I'm going to be purchasing any because I've purchased so much of the bullion grade stuff. And I can tell you right now, look, the American Silver Eagle, it does it for me. If I need, constitutional silver, I've loaded up on American Silver Eagles, and that's kind of the way I'm going to go. If I have to make change, I will see if I can get, people to be interested in, the fractionals and maybe some Valcambi grams or something like that. But, for now, I'm just going to go with the Silver Eagles as my constitutional silver. And then see where the rest gets me. All right, let's go ahead and get in close here on the Eagle and the stars. We'll flip it over in a minute. This is a 2018, by the way, 2018 Silver Eagle that I have in my box of random coinage that will probably be part of the giveaways later on. All right, so markets today. Markets today, stock futures are down marginally, about 0.25%. They were down pretty hard earlier, but it looks like the Fed and the Treasury are going to pump some money into that system and try to create some green shoots today because they can't circumvent the strength in gold and silver. Gold and silver up today. Not very much, but I mean, they're adding gains, probably 0.5% right now. And if they start to thunder positively into the weekend, guys, I'm going to recommend that you might want to hold off on buying anything today. Or be very careful when you purchase something. If you find a great deal, jump on it. But I wouldn't call this a shopping day. It's a moving day for me, but it's not a shopping day for stackers. Okay? Central banks and global leaders, I think what they're going to do this weekend, because the strength in silver and gold has been so evident this week, they've got to orchestrate something global. They've got to orchestrate something big. So I think what we can expect on Monday, and I'm really going out on a limb like this, trying to sound like I'm a sage or a soothsayer, but I think we're going to see a quote-unquote oil surplus related crisis to get us into Monday, driving oil down, and by extension, precious metals and other commodities. So I think we should look for a huge dip on Monday. They're going to have the weekend to put it together. I think we're going to see that. So I guess what I'm saying, in order to stack smarter at this point, we've got to start thinking like central bankers and global leaders if you can, but mostly central bankers. You've got Jerome Powell of the United States Federal Reserve, okay, which is not federal. It's not a reserve, and it's not even a bank, but even though they call it a Federal Reserve Bank. You've got Jerome Powell there. You've got Christina Lagarde, who is the leader, chairman, president, chairlady of the European Central Bank. And I think she used to be with the International Monetary Fund. But these are the money people. These are the money people. If you can get inside their heads and think about policy in the way they do, they think, how can we make the markets look positive? How can we make the economy look positive? How can we spin the story in our next interviews? This sort of thing, because they want this system to stay afloat as long as possible. They want to get every drop of blood they can out of the fiat currencies they've created. So they're going to continue to either do stimulus or create stories that spin positive, energy into the markets. So you got to start thinking like them. Now, while they do that, they spin, the stories positive to get positive activity out of markets. They understand that they can't have markets going up all the time. And at times they need to orchestrate pullbacks, either in equities, but mostly in commodities. But you need to start thinking like them. Just, listen to what they say, read stories, that, if they write op-eds or something like that, try to get into the mind of a central banker and think like they do. Because if you do that, you can start to get ahead of the trends, the pricing trends. And this is the world we live in, guys. This is the world we live in now, where we have to be so forward thinking in order to avoid, getting, fleeced by some of these price movements in gold and precious metal, like silver and gold. And they, in the trading space, they call it getting your face ripped off. So you have a rip your face off rally in gold and silver when you're buying it, and then this really, really kick in the pants dip when after you buy it, and so you feel like you're losing. So you want to try to avoid that volatility, those peaks and valleys. Start looking into the mind of a central banker and start thinking like them. Listen to what the global leaders say about policy. If they're saber rattling over in China, or if they're, not happy about something over in North Korea, all these things are going to have a bearing on precious metals. It behooves you to become a consumer of global economic events. Don't get caught into the social stuff too much, because it's going to drain a lot of your emotional energy. But, work on, becoming prescient in the global economy space, so you can see ahead and buy precious metals at better prices, just, because you are a trend watcher. All right. So this morning I said Silver Joker, he killed it in his video. He was talking about, why we need to be passionate about, why he's passionate about constitutional silver. And I've relearned some things about myself, made me feel like a bit of a hypocrite. That wasn't his intent, but that's what happened. And that's good. That's good. But what's important is that I realize that, I may sound like a bullion grade silver snob, but, how much of a snob would I be if there was no bullion grade silver and there was only constitutional silver? Well, guess what? I'd have a lot of that, a lot of it. And I'd be, praising the skies about it, because, it would be the thing. But the thing is, there's a variety of both. There's a variety of bullion grade 4/9 silver if you want to get it. Of course, all the different constitutional levels of silver and timelines and styles and stuff. And so to not redact my thoughts about it, but to amend my thoughts about constitutional silver, is that it's just another tool in a toolbox giving you more diversity in your stack in your investment or silver investment. And the more tools you have to draw from, the better you'll be able to maneuver into this new economy and out of the old economy and into the new economy. And that's what we want to be. We want to be nimble and flexible and able to flow and dodge and duck, all of the pitfalls that are going to come in this new paradigm. So I say now, if you don't have constitutional silver and you have all 3 nines or better, bullion grade, then if you like some, get some. I might get a little bit more, but I think I'm going to go more after what the stuff Silver Joker had in his video, the old Morgans and the old peace dollars. I got a friend that's got some old peace dollars. I'm going to start working on him. If you guys remember the mechanic, I did an interview with him a couple of months ago, and he's got some peace dollars, and I think I'm going to see if I can get those out of his hands, depending on what his needs are. So anyway, also a quick shout out to what I thought was the absolute best shout out video. Thank you video, kudos, from Fred Garr this weekend. From Fred Garr this week. Yesterday I watched a video by Fred Garr where he made it a point to thank everybody that has made this space, something enjoyable, to everybody that has started to come in and they want to know and they're asking questions. All these things are very, very helpful to getting our silver age underway, to getting the movement underway. All right. Yes, we are the Silver Secret Society. We are a group of stackers that make up probably the smallest, what do you call it? The smallest group on YouTube. But we are growing, and the interest in precious metals are growing, not because of what we're saying, but because of what people are seeing. They're seeing economic malaise. They're seeing turmoil and distress, and they want to know what the heck's going on, and they want to know what they can do about it. So they're coming our way. They're coming our way. And Fred, he issued thanks to all of you content providers that are putting it out there, getting it done, and having this library, library of information for people to come into YouTube and find out everything they need to know. We have enough information out there, guys, to blow most people's brains wide open, which is great because if they want to join the Silver Secret Society and become stackers like us, it is great for them to be able to reference this stuff privately and learn what they need to learn privately, and then hopefully help grow the community too, because in the end, we want to be the mainstream. That is the game. The game is silver for the people, and that means all the people, even the bad ones, if they decide to come around. If the Forbes 400 list, people on the Forbes 400 list want to join the Silver Secret Stacking Society and throw their billions into the market, then by all means, they're welcome. They're welcome, as long as they see the silver light, right? So as you guys can tell, I'm vamping this morning because I'm going to get ready for these movers and stuff. But again, I want to thank you guys also for just, being part of this and participating and subscribing. Congratulations to our giveaway winners and stuff. There'll be plenty more down the road. And to that event, I wanted to express my thoughts about a comment that a subscriber made about me possibly giving away too much or thinking that I need to give away, silver in order to grow the channel or to, and basically the advice was, and it was very good advice, do not make my silver yours just to get you to watch my channel. And I know I don't need to do that. But I'm going to tell you guys, if you watch my earlier videos, I've probably given away close to 300 ounces just to friends and family and all that stuff over the years, because I feel that silver is something that is, at one point it was important to be quiet and silent and keep it to yourself and whatnot. But as we start to move out into this new economy, into the new silver age, things are going to have to be done to bring awareness. And this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to, just like Silver Joker, just like Fred Garr, just like Silver Game of Thrones, Yankee Stacking, all these guys, Expat Stacker, International Stacker, all these guys, we're trying to bring awareness to the sound money community. You've got the big guys up there in the clouds, Jim Rickards and, Jim Willie and Mike Maloney and all those guys. But down here on the ground, where us actual folks are that are, doing the things that most people don't want to do, we are trying to bring awareness to silver too. All right. So, thank all the content providers out there for creating the library for people to draw from. We want to make sure that we're ready for when the big wave hits. Guys, you talk about tsunami, economic tsunami coming. There is a tsunami of future silver stackers that are on the way. And since we have been so successful with building our stacks, we need to pay it forward by being, basically available and open to the idea of helping these new people come in. Before the idea was to kind of keep it to ourselves and say, if you missed out, you missed out, and just kind of laugh at the losers. But we can't have that. We got to have winners in this. And if people are of the mind, they have a change of heart, and they're ready to move in to the stacking space, we need to help them do that. Okay, enough preachifying. But I want to ask you guys to like, share, subscribe to this video. And let me explain a little bit about those requests there. So when you like a video on YouTube, it doesn't matter what channel it is, you want to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content. If you didn't enjoy the content, give a thumbs down, because those are helpful too. When you share the video, basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going down into the little curved arrow. You click on that curved arrow under the screen, and it will give you a number of social media mediums to take the link from that video and click it and copy it and paste it and post it on your Facebook, on your Instagram, on your Twitter, wherever you want, if you think it is something that needs to be out there. And if you don't have a social media site you want to send it to, or you just want to text it to a friend, that arrow, when you click that arrow, it gives you the option to copy the link. So if you're not going to send it directly to a social media site, you want to link it to an email or something like that, you go ahead and copy that link. That'll give you the option to copy the link and send it to a friend or a fellow texter or what have you. And that way you're sharing. When you're subscribing, you want to go ahead and click that red subscribe button. And that means you're going to be subscribed. But within that subscribe option, there's going to be additional upgrades where you can click the notification bell to all, or just some, or, maybe none. Who knows? You maybe just want to be subscribed. But we, of course, would like you to click it to all. And then comment. Of course, the comments are pretty self-evident in that, you want to participate in the conversation or the stream that's going on about the subject matter in a video. So, okay. This is your enhanced morning update, guys. Silver 5150 telling you that your stack is not whack, okay? I mean, it could be whack if you end up spending like $35 for a silver round because you got caught up in the upward momentum and didn't wait for the pullback. Just kidding. But no, your stack is not whack. I know you guys are going to do that. You're better shoppers than that. And that just 10 ounces to your name keeps you 99% ahead of the game. However, if you want to be a silver whale in our space, silver whales, they're at about 200 ounces or better. So no pressure. But if you're working on 200 ounces, just know once you get to 200 ounces, that is the new designation for silver whale. That means you are a fat cat. If you got 200 ounces of bullion grade silver or the equivalent in constitutional silver, let's not forget, you are a silver whale in our space. So, all right, guys, go out there, have a great weekend. I will get back to you from the new space, the new apartment next week, and let you know how everything went. All right. Take care of yourselves. Be safe, and I'll talk to you later.